Guys, the kids on the underground have posted Colby Covington's first fight ever. It was an amateur fight in Oregon. Randy Couture is actually the announcer, and it's this great clip, and it goes about 3 minutes. Colby, longer hair, 18 years old. Same look in his eye, same wild intensity. His skills look like that of an 18-year-old who saw there was a cage fight and wanted to look like a tough guy and sign up. He didn't know what he was doing. His grit was the same. His determination was the same. His will to win was the same. It was just amazing. To watch this clip, it was just amazing. I'm going, that's the same guy. That's the same guy right now. That's all that raw potential that everybody else saw. Except he was a senior in high school, dying to get out there, had collegiate dreams, had a scholarship to go answer and honor. The moment he got done, it was that same drive. It was that same tenacity. Sure, it was very wrestling heavy, whereas lately we've seen he's very kickboxing heavy. Flying knees, jumping liver kicks. I get all of that. Don't think you need to correct me on the sloppiness of it. I'm telling you, it was the same eye of the tiger. And when you talk about Colby, I had a lot of fun watching that. It was a very nostalgic, very reminiscent match that I just hadn't seen before. Let's talk about Vincente Luque. Vincente Luque, am I saying it right? Vincent Luque, right? The great Luque, 7 in a row, total stud, quietly became the backup fighter for this event, which means he's got one job: make weight. He's got one job. Now, should he get called upon, that's a very hard spot. He's agreeing to step in there with no proper preparation against either Kamaru Usman or Colby Covington, and he's agreed to do it on 1 day's notice. We respect the backup fighter, but in all fairness, he missed weight. Am I kicking a guy when he's down? I don't know. I don't feel like I am. No harm, no foul. I don't think this hurts Luque, and I'm most certainly not speaking out of school. The son bitch missed weight. I found out 72 hours ago that he was in that position. I didn't like that. I feel like that is an incredible marketing tool, and I feel as though anyone who's tough enough and disciplined enough to go through a training camp to get licensed, to make the trip, and then to actually make weight, knowing they could be called upon in less than 24 hours to fight one of the baddest men alive. I feel that you deserve credit for that. I really do. You guys know that about me. He didn't make weight. He got one job. He got one job. He didn't make weight. I mean, listen, we saw Kamaru Usman become the top guy by taking this position. We saw Michael Chandler taking this position, become the top guy. You got Yuri Prochazka out there, who took this position as recently as a week ago in the light heavyweight match, be in the front row, get a cameo. It looks like he's going to be fighting Glover next. That's a very coveted position. What do you do if a guy doesn't make weight? And I'm asking the question. I don't want to answer it. I do not want this to hurt Luque. I don't know what happened here. Motivation's a hell of a thing. He did not have a full motivation knowing that it wasn't going to happen, but what if they would have needed him? What if something happened to Kamaru or Colby, which in all fairness, before you see this video, could still happen? We've had it happen on fight day before. There's a story going right now. Right now it's on Fight Pass about Kevin Randleman. Did you guys see that, UFC? It's like UFC 22. I'm making up numbers, but it was something like that. Randleman was the main event. He's going to go out and fight Pedro Hizzo. And I believe Randleman was the champion, so he was going to defend against Pedro, but there was a stack of pipes in the back. And somewhere Randleman stepped on those pipes and they slid out from under him and he hits his head. Now, before you think that's a Fugazi story, this is the story. And nobody's ever cracked the code if it wasn't. But either way, things happen. Now what do they call on Luque? Okay, we get to see him fight, but it's not for the World Championship. I mean, do you see the problem? I realize that I'm pointing out the obvious, but I have another question. My question isn't to embarrass him. It's what do we do now? Generally, me, would light the torches and lead the charge that he become the number one contender. Normally, that Luque fight the winner of Colby versus Usman, which, by the way, history would support. And by history, to about one goddamn week ago with Yuri Prochazka. What do we do now? We can't possibly do that. We can't possibly put him in that position. But what about his 7 wins? Those must mean something. He won those 7 fights and he made, I mean, right? It's an argument. I'm asking you. I am genuinely baffled. He had one job. He didn't do the job. What do we do? At the same time, he raised his hand and accepted something that nobody else did. What do we do? Very sincere. I know I've said it 8 times. Leave comments. I need to know. How do you guys want to handle this? Should we just toss it out? Never happened. If those 7 wins he did is enough to get the championship, okay, great. That's what we go off of. Or do we want to say he missed weight, his next fight can't? I mean, what do you want to do? It's a very tough spot. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how when he tried to make weight that he didn't go back, use the time limit up and get down. I mean, I feel like there's some moving parts to this. I would like to know him just for gossip's sake. I want to gossip. I want to talk some trash. I want to figure out what happened here. I want to figure out how we're going to deal with this moving forward. I want to figure out if we need a backup for the backup. What do we do?